what I will do for the next bit of time, it won't take an hour because we probably won't have a lot of questions and answers and back and forth discussion, which is okay. But I will use this opportunity to create a training video for those who are walking through their program health exercise. So this is the fourth of these sessions. And Guy, thanks, I got your chat. So hopefully you'll see something useful. But this is the fourth session of these program health Zoom meetings that we have conducted. The first three have been on student enrollment trends, the student retention areas related to learning outcomes, pass rates, and gateway course success rates. And the third one was on completion. And in each of those sections, we had discussions about the type of narrative that we're hoping to collect from department chairs here, which again is an annual exercise that we are trying to do to empower department chairs to tell the stories of their programs that are based on data, but that contains information that the data might not tell us on its own. So while enrollment trends can be very obvious and apparent just by looking at the data, there may be information related to enrollment that a department chair knows or that faculty are aware of that don't show up in the data as presented. Same with pass rates and success rates, retention rates. These are all data points that anybody can have access to because of our college data dashboards. But the issue that I've been saying is that there is information in the minds of our department chairs that aren't presented in the data. So this program health process is a series of narratives that my intention, I think our intention, is that those narratives will inform healthier conversations about programs. So we today are shifting into the module about faculty. And in this session, I did want to show some data that might be new to some in a dashboard that is currently live and does exist for the college. But all of these stories I am trying to emphasize should be or could be backed up by some data somewhere. But it's still the narrative, it's still the story that's driving the case when telling an overall tale of program health. So today, we're going to spend time on three sections of program health. And as a reminder, I guess I'll back up, Guy, for your benefit and for others. For those who haven't yet walked through the whole process of where to find this information, we start from the Reynolds main homepage. In the faculty and staff link at the top, the Reynolds intranet is the second link down. And by clicking on that, little hiccup there, we can go to the very bottom of the intranet page, and near the bottom is a quick access link to Watermark. And by clicking on that link, the home page to Watermark will come up. That, depending on the access you have, will look something like this screen with probably not left-hand navigation. That is unique to my access, but with some sense of responsibilities or projects that are in progress. And what I've been doing for these demonstrations is using a gen ed, not program, but we've created it to sort of act like one, that often homepages will look something like this, with projects, with program information, with curriculum map. Terry and I use this somewhat as a sandbox to walk through various examples and try things out and then share the information that we learn with the programs. But today, we're actually going to go into the program health review for 24-25, which should show up as an in-progress project that we are only going to talk about one of the sections. Program health, as those who have watched these sessions before, is organized into modules, and each module has either one prompt question under it or a few. And in the program module for faculty, there are 3. The first one is asking about staffing sufficiency. So when department chairs are ready to spend some time briefly telling the story of how their program is sufficiently or not staffed in terms of faculty, this is the section where I'm going to ask for them to look at information and then tell us why that's sufficient or not. And again, the questions and the prompts here are about full-time faculty needed to support student progress, and is there sufficient part-time faculty? So the narrative part of that is a brief text box that allows those who are writing to tell their narratives. And the how, so the question I often get is, well, what information, what data do I go look at to tell this story? There is a course efficiency and faculty staffing model dashboard that does exist in the SaaS realm of dashboards that were created for the college. And it has a welcome page that does describe some of the definitions that are included and the purpose of the dashboard for those who are coming to it to review and see the information that I am hoping is helpful and useful when telling the stories about how healthy their programs are. So the overview tab has some larger data dash points, and it looks like the team might be working on it currently. So I'm getting some error messages that I don't normally get. Again, with similar filters at the top that are meant to inform the sort of detail that you can investigate. This one is course drillable, but we are seeing, well, okay, so I am able to collect and select some data that is refining the dashboard presentation. So maybe it was just that I needed to actually choose some data. Course efficiency and sections taught are about how well the college overall is doing with staffing and efficiently having the proper number of sections offered each term. Again, this is drillable into all of the details behind the actual courses. The course efficiency details has a pre-populated table that includes this information. This, again, is purely meant to give some background to those who are trying to tell a story about how well are we filling the sections that we offer, not necessarily with students, but are we offering the right number of sections, and do I have the right number of faculty available to the program? This is the information that I am hoping will, if it's not already in your head, allow you to tell a little bit of a data-informed story about how sufficiently staffed is the academic program. Hopefully that's pretty straightforward. This information is available through a dashboard, and your department chair interpretation of that information is perhaps even more valuable than the data itself. There are 2 other sections in this module that maybe are a little bit less relevant on a dashboard, or less dependent, I should say, on a dashboard. The first one is about professional learning. And this is, again, a department chair's perspective of the needs of the department faculty or the program faculty. What are the needs? What are the areas that this department chair is aware of that exist for program faculty? What training, either provided by CEDL or external resources, maybe have been useful? This is an opportunity, I hope, to tell a compelling overall story about how the program is supporting, or how the college is supporting the program faculty in terms of their ability to learn new things, practice new things in the classroom. Are they being supported, let alone feeling supported? But again, this is an opportunity to tell that story. Again, this one maybe not so much based on a dashboard or set of data, but there could be some information here about the number of relevant CEDL offerings, or the training opportunities within the system or within the state, or external to the state. So I offer this as an opportunity to tell a story that department chairs may know more about than deans or others because of the unique nature to what could be helpful or useful to those who are seeking some support from the college when it comes to their professional learning. And then the third section of this faculty narrative is, again, information that might not be as relevant to a dashboard, but challenges and opportunities when it comes to integrating new faculty. How are new full-time and part-time faculty oriented to the expectations of the program or the department? And this is, again, another area where I suspect department chairs have a lot of experience and knowledge in how this has succeeded and where the challenges are in bringing new faculty into the college and into a program. This is where I think there could be lots of information shared that would improve. I hope the goal is to improve, right, and make things better for new faculty who are coming to the college, or even faculty who are returning part-time, for example, who may have not engaged with Reynolds in a while, and this is information that may be useful. So the same process exists where there is a narrative box where text can be entered, images can be dropped, examples can be shared when telling a story about faculty onboarding. Again, just the mechanical parts of this tool is that once text begins to be entered in here, there is a save or save and exit button on the right-hand side, and the right part of the screen then remembers when the last updates were provided and when the last information was entered, so that it will appear on the overview page when you log in that there is some work underway, and that the goal is throughout the year that program heads, department chairs are able to engage in this storytelling throughout the year that is ultimately due at the end of the year in April, May, before full-time contracts end, but that there is an opportunity throughout the year to engage in little pieces and little chunks of storytelling based on evidence, based on data, but also based on experience and based on familiarity with practices or procedures that have existed for years or are brand new, and giving department chairs an opportunity to tell their story about how they engage with this information. So, having Terry, nobody else with us currently, is there something else that I should remind watchers of this that are steps that would be helpful or useful? Was there anything that I skipped over that you think I could spend a little more time explaining?
No, I think you're good.
Okay.